my name's Kendra, or Kay for short. As I met you guys at SoulBody Barre demo, I mentioned that I had something going with some yoga and weights mixed. I have taught it before at Good Life a few times, and the ladies seem to really have loved it. So it might be something that you're interested in. Props that you need for it are light set of weights, a little bit heavier set of weights, a strap, a block, and then your yoga mat. So what it entails of is strength building, meditation that's done on your mat, finding your inner self or your inner peace by actually staying on your mat and feeling like you actually deserve to have that. So that's where the yoga kind of comes into play with it, and finding yourself. Also kind of like a time saver, because you want to fit your meditation and you want to fit all those strength building, you want to fit dancing to music, you want to fit all that kind of stuff in together. So it's just a good way of going about it. I've called it Barraste as a joke. I don't know if you guys will like that, but I thought it was pretty sweet. And also, so 4 things I always like to mention as well before practicing are your 4 main points that flow with yoga as well. So it comes from the Ashtanga series of yoga, which is like far back history for yoga, what I went to school for in India. So you have your drishti, which is your point of gaze, your bandhas, which are your Uddiyana bandha, your Mula bandha, and then your Jilinganda bandha. So tucking in all your bandhas, I'm sure we could come up with something a little bit similar to those lines as well to work with. But also, so you have your drishti, your bandhas, you have your breath, so always sticking with that breath. I go to the beat of your breath, also to the flow of the music, but more to the beat of your own rhythm. So having that flow, making the motion with your breath and connecting the mind body together to bring back in that yoga. And also you have the drishti, which is the point of gaze. So always having somewhere to focus on, which isn't too much of a necessity, but it's always a good thing to bring that back in from yoga. So here it is. I hope you like it. Warm-up is optional, but I do think it might be a good idea, or maybe putting something in. Thanks. So 3 sun salutations to start, starting up at the top of the mat, toes together, feet apart. Taking a deep inhale, rising your hands above your head. Exhale, folding forward, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, grounding those hands on towards the mat, walking the feet towards the back, taking the knees as a modification or staying in that plank. Exhale, coming down into your Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows close towards your sides. Inhale, rising to upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, over the toes or over the knees into downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep inhales and exhales here. Sending your gaze or drishti towards the front. Inhale, walking those feet up towards the top, finding a halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, releasing the arms by our side. Another sun salutation here. Inhaling those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, grounding the hands, walking or jumping those feet towards the back of the mat, taking the knees as a modification, or exhale, bending down and towards your chaturanga. Inhale, turning the toes over or coming up on towards the knees. Exhale into downward facing dog, taking 3 deep breaths. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Gazing forward, walking or jumping the feet through between the hands to a halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rising all the way up, hands come above your head. Exhale, releasing your hands down by your side. One more time here. Inhale, the arms come up above your head, gazing up, drishti towards the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, grounding the hands, walking or jumping the feet towards the back, finding your chaturanga, bending into your elbows at 90 degrees. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, over the toes or over the knees. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Gazing forward, walking or jumping the feet through between the hands to a halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, releasing. 1 round of Surya Namaskar B or Sun Salutation B. Swooping down into a Utkatasana chair pose, gazing those hands up towards the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, grounding the hands on towards the mat, walking or jumping the feet towards the back, finding that chaturanga. Shoulders facing forward. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. Okay, so starting onto the next track. Toes come together up at the top of the mat. Taking a deep inhale, rising those hands up towards the sky. Exhale, folding forward, grounding the hands on towards the mat. Walking or jumping the feet down towards that plank. Coming in towards a downward facing dog. Turning the left foot to 45 degrees. Bringing the right foot through and towards a warrior 1. Grounding it right in the middle. Inhale those arms up towards the sky, 90 degrees in that front leg. 3 deep inhales and exhales here. Opening up towards the left side, extending those hands out long, reaching in both directions. Back foot comes to 90 degrees, taking those 3 breaths. Warrior 2, feeling really strong here. Torso right directly stacked on top of the hips. Exhale, windmilling those arms all the way down alongside the foot. We'll bring the right foot to meet the back, turning those toes over at the left foot. Exhale, down and towards a chaturanga. Inhale, opening up low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing dog. Turning that right foot to 45 degrees. Left foot comes through between the hands. Inhaling up, warrior 1, 3 breaths. Opening into warrior 2, sending that foot back to a 90-degree angle. Sending both hands out in both directions. Torso stacked directly above the hips. Drishti in front of the fingers. Coming down, windmilling those hands all the way down towards the mat, opposite sides of the foot, turning the right toes behind you, left foot to meet the right at the back, taking that chaturanga, bending in 90 degrees in the elbows. Inhale, opening low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, taking another inhale, turning that left foot to 45 degrees again. Right foot comes through between the hands, opening in towards that warrior 2 again. And then bending in towards that front knee, 90 degrees, bringing the right elbow on towards the right knee, rotating the left arm over the head, extended side angle. Inhale, grounding the right hand beside the inner right foot. You can use a block here as well if you need to, placing it on the inside. Walking, heel toeing that back foot up about another foot, extending the right leg, extending the arm up towards the sky, finding triangle. Placing that block towards the side if you're using it, coming all the way down towards the mat, and again coming in towards your plank. Exhale, bending in towards your chaturanga. Inhale, opening up the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side, turning the right foot to 45 degrees. Left foot comes through between the hands, opening up and towards that warrior 2. And then placing the left elbow down and towards the left knee, rotating the right arm over your head, extended side angle, 3 breaths. Again, finding that triangle posture, either using the block or leaving it by your side. Taking the hand beside the inside of the left foot, heel toeing that back foot up about another foot or so, 45 degrees in the foot, extending that left leg, extending the hand all the way up towards the sky. Drishti up towards the sky. bringing that left hand over towards the side of the foot. Right hand comes down towards the mat. Turning the right toes behind you, finding that plank position, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, opening. Exhale, downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, hovering over, finding that plank position, staying really tall and strong here. Making sure your scapulas are straight at the back, engaging in your core, engaging in the leg muscles. Butts come down if they're sticking up. One more breath. Exhale, finding your downward facing dog. Inhale, coming over towards your stomach, lowering all the way down, and taking a deep inhale, uncurling the toes behind you, lifting up and towards that cobra. Weight shouldn't be in the hands, lifting that chest, engaging in the lower back. And exhale, lowering down towards the mat. We'll come up again and towards an upward facing dog, grounding those hands this time on towards the mat. Inhale, rising up. Modification, keeping the thighs down on towards the mat. If not, lifting those thighs up off the mat. Knees are up off the mat. Staying long and tall here, using the back muscles. And lowering all the way back down towards the mat. We'll come in for another plank, sending those toes up behind us, extending all the way up, lifting, finding that plank position. Now holding here for full 15 breaths. Taking the knees as a modification if you need to. You can take a break if you'd like, then coming back up in towards your plank. Halfway now. And holding for 1. And coming in towards your downward facing dog. Staying in our downward facing dog for 15 breaths. Breathing deeply in, finding that breath. Breathing deeply in and out. In and out. 5 more breaths here. One more deep inhale and exhale. Gazing forward, bringing the right foot through between the hands, opening up and towards that warrior 1. So back foot goes to 45 degrees. We're going to take our weights, big or small here, over our head. So lifting them up towards the sky and holding here for 5 breaths. Okay, so from that downward facing dog, we'll turn the left foot to 45 degrees, bringing the right foot through between the hands, picking those weights up along your way up, inhaling, finding warrior 1, hands come above your head, exhale, lowering the weights down, inhale, using the shoulders, pushing up, engaging your core, exhale, lowering the weights down towards your shoulders, elbows come close towards the body, inhale, pushing those hands up, exhale, down towards your shoulders. Inhale, pushing up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, pushing up. Exhale, coming down. One more. Inhale, pushing. And exhale, coming down. Placing those weights on towards your shoulders, opening up in towards a warrior 1. So staying here in our warrior 1, leaving the weights on towards the shoulders. Taking those deep inhales and exhales. One more here. Bringing those weights out in towards a warrior two, holding tight on towards the weights. Back foot goes to 90 degrees. Alignment, right heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. We're going to flip those weights over, coming into bicep curls. So slowly inhaling the weights in towards the shoulders. Exhale, opening out. Inhale those weights towards the shoulders. Exhale, coming out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more here. And exhale. Flipping those weights down, slightly lifting the weights higher than the shoulders, holding for those 3 breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Rotating back towards the center. Hips are facing forward, placing those weights down on towards the mat. We'll come in on our other side. First, grounding our hands underneath us, turning the left toes towards the back, right foot to meet the left. Exhale, down and towards that chaturanga. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot to 45 degrees. Left foot comes through between the hands, reaching for those weights. Inhale, rising up towards the sky with those weights, finding warrior 190 degrees in the front angle. Hips facing forward. Exhale, bringing the weights down. Inhale, rising. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, rising. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, rising. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And lowering down. Placing those weights on towards the shoulders, bringing our hands all the way up towards the sky, feeling our torso nice and tight, staying here for 3 breaths. Reaching back for those weights, opening in towards a warrior two, back foot comes to 90 degrees of an angle. Heel of the front foot's in towards the arch of the back, opening up those weights, coming into bicep curl, so our arms are as long as they can be. We're going to come in and exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more here. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Turning those palms so they're facing down, slightly raising the hands above the shoulders. Inhale, facing forward. Exhale, lowering those hands down on towards the mat, placing the weights all the way down, placing our hands underneath us, finding our plank, bringing that left foot to meet the right. Exhale, lowering down towards the mat. Inhale, finding an upward facing dog. Exhale, extended child's pose, opening up our knees so they come wider than the hips, sinking the hips all the way back down towards the mat. Releasing the forehead on towards the mat. Using this as a resting pose, finding that balance. And rising slowly up towards a tabletop position, bringing our knees so they're directly underneath the hips, hands are directly underneath the shoulders, uncurling the toes, taking a deep inhale, opening up the chest, gazing in towards a cow. Exhale, rounding the spine into cat, lifting it up as high as you can. Inhale, coming in towards your cow, navel down towards the mat. Exhale, rounding into cat. One more time here. Inhale, trying to see if you can pull your navel all the way down. Exhale, rounding fully in towards the spine. Now that the shoulders are nice and warm, lowering down for an inversion. Coming into dolphin pose, planking the forearms on towards the mat. Full fingers are spread on towards the mat. Turning our toes over behind us, sending those hips up towards the sky. Kind of like a downward facing dog, but a dolphin. Heels come towards the mat. Holding here for a few more extra breaths for the inversions. And one more breath. And lowering all the way back down towards the mat. And finding crow here. So engaging with those arm muscles all warmed up. Coming up towards our full hands directly underneath the shoulders. You can use a block here if you'd like for some assistance. We'll just begin by coming up slowly. If it's your first time, just coming up on towards the block with your toes. Maybe coming on, taking those tops of the shins up towards the upper triceps. Grounding on towards the hands, engaging inside of our abdominals, lifting up one toe and the other toe. Maybe seeing if you can come up with both toes, maybe even bringing them together at the back. Trying a few times here. If you fall down, just coming back up again, making sure not to fall forward. Staying strong in your abdominals. Grounding throughout every finger and then slowly coming down once you're ready. Taking yourself off the block, moving it over towards the side, and finding yourself in a hero position. Bring the knees underneath you, feet come directly underneath the glutes. We'll take our weights in our hand again, bring them on towards our shins, and we'll come up, lifting with our weights in our hand. Here we go, so taking a deep inhale, rising, exhale, coming down, inhale, rising, exhale, lowering, inhale, rising, exhale, lowering, inhale, rising, exhale, lowering, and one more time, inhale, and exhale. Placing those weights by your side, really close to you if you can, turning over towards the left glute, bringing the legs all the way in front of you, and lowering down, coming in towards a bridge position. So slowly lowering, bringing those weights down with you, and then bending in towards our knees. Finding them at a 90-degree angle bent. Feet come just behind the glutes, so you can just tickle the ankles with the fingers. Grounding in towards your feet. We're going to lift our weights above our head on the inhale, and then exhale, bringing them back down. As we're inhaling the weights over the head, we're also lifting our hips up towards the sky. So here we go, taking a deep inhale, lifting, exhale, lowering, inhale, lifting, exhale, lowering, inhale, lifting, exhale, lowering, inhale, lifting, exhale, lowering. One more time. Inhale, lifting those hips as high as you can. Exhale, lowering. Releasing the weights. Bringing our hands by our side here. We're just going to lift in towards our bridge and hold there for our 3 breaths. So taking a deep inhale and rising all the way up towards the sky. Lifting those hips up, engaging the glutes, engaging in our hamstrings. One more breath. Lowering back down towards the mat. Taking the option here, we'll lift up again for 3 counts in our bridge. If you'd like coming up for full bridge, or maybe as another modification, taking those hands underneath, interlocking them behind the lower back. Here we go. Taking a deep inhale, rising up, interlocking those fingers underneath the lower back. And releasing those hands, lowering back down towards the mat. One more round here, taking whichever modification you'd like. If coming up for full bridge, bringing our hands just beside the ears. Fingertips are facing the knees. We'll take a deep inhale, coming up towards the crown of the head. Or if you'd like, extending fully, using the muscles in the arms and the legs, pulling the hips up towards the sky, rounding in towards the spine. slowly lowering back down towards the mat, releasing the hands from under you if you have them there, and coming all the way down towards contracting the pose, rounding side to side, rocking. Opening up into a happy baby, bringing the knees in towards the arms, either reaching for the shins, the ankles, or the feet, rocking from side to side. And coming back, bringing those legs all the way up, and we'll roll on towards the elbows and then rising, finding a boat pose here. Pointing in towards those toes, bringing our arms up alongside the body or holding on towards the back of the knees, even taking the hands towards the ground. Toes can come towards the mat if you'd like as well, staying really strong here. Holding for 2 more strong, deep inhales. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Lowering down for a moment here, and then rolling all the way towards the back. Finding corpse pose here for 1 moment. Not getting ready to stay here for too long though. And rolling back up. Finding bicycle. So bringing our one elbow to one knee at a time, extending the opposite leg. So we'll go right side and left side, right, left, right, left, right, left. A few more here. Okay, rolling all the way back up, giving yourself a bit of a stretch, finding a spinal twist. So bending our left knee in, right knee comes close up, bent in towards our knee. We'll bring our right hand behind the right lower back, inhaling the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, twisting, gazing over that back shoulder. Inhale, facing forward. Exhale, coming in the opposite side, bending that right knee in. Left knee stays up, left hand behind the left shoulder. Inhale that right arm towards the sky. Exhale, bringing it all the way in. As a more challenging posture, you can bring the elbow towards the outside of the knee, putting pressure on that standing knee, pushing it towards the outside of the mat, gazing over the back shoulder. Inhale, facing forward. Exhale, coming back. Bringing those legs back out in front of you again. Finding both a burn now. So taking onto those weights, lifting towards the feet. You could just still do what you had before, or if you want to add in those weights, bringing those weights up beside the shins. Finding that breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Another inhale. And dropping those weights down towards the mat, coming up and towards a shoulder stand. So lowering on towards your back, coming one vertebrae at a time, sending those feet up towards the sky in a waterfall position. Taking the option, bringing the block underneath the lower back if you need to. This might be where you stay. Or maybe even seeing if you can come all the way up, bringing your hips in towards your hands, lifting those feet up towards the sky, making sure not to move the neck, staying safe. Staying for an extra few breaths here, just in the inversion. lowering those legs, coming into a plow pose if you'd like. You can just leave the knees so they're over the head, or maybe even extending the toes all the way down towards the mat, releasing our fingers behind our lower back. And coming back down, placing your hands back in your hips. Lowering all the way down towards the mat. Then opening up and towards the neck area, placing the crown of the head onto the ground and elbows come down towards the mat. Uncurling the neck, rolling back down towards the mat, bending your knees in towards the chest. Taking a few rolls here, rocking up towards a standing position. Coming all the way up with those abs engaged, finding yourselves back. A half moon, so bringing your left hand down towards the mat. We'll send the right hand up towards the sky, opening that right leg towards the back. You can use the block here in front of you for some guidance, keeping a straight side here. Looking up towards the sky, hips are fully stacked on top of one another. Taking one more breath. Lowering back down, coming into this balancing posture onto the other side, bringing the block towards the right and sending our left leg up towards the back, rounding ourselves on towards the right foot, opening up towards the left side. One more breath. And coming all the way back down towards the mat, placing that block towards the side. And finding a sugar cane pose. So you can still use the block here if you'd like. We'll send the right leg up towards the sky, bending in towards the right leg. Either choosing to stay here with just the leg bent or reaching back for that right foot, pulling the knee or the foot in towards the chest, bending into that knee, feeling the stretch in towards the quad. And lowering down towards the mat, releasing that foot, placing the right foot down on towards the ground, staying on that block or fingertips onto the mat, bending in towards the left leg, opening it up, opening up those hips towards the side, reaching the left hand towards the left foot, feeling the stretch in the quad, engaging in that balance, finding your drishti either right in front of your eyes or maybe sending it up towards the sky. Exhale, gazing back down if you're looking up, bringing the hand and the leg down towards the mat and coming all the way up, rolling one vertebrae at a time, releasing those shoulders and finding your balance on towards the mat, slightly opening up your feet just a little bit. We'll sink down and towards a chair posture, taking a deep inhale, raising those hands above the head, feeling the weight towards the heels. And bending those hands down towards a prayer position, opening up towards the left side. Exhale, coming down, bringing the elbow on towards. Inhale, finding the center. Exhale, rotating towards the right, taking those 3 deep inhales and exhales. Inhale, finding the center. Exhale, coming all the way up towards a standing position. We'll take a deep inhale, bringing those hands above our head. Exhale, folding forward at the hips. Coming into a deep forward fold here, releasing into the hamstrings. Breathing for 2. And 3. Taking inhale, coming up towards a flat back. Exhale, forward folding again. This time trying to bring your hands underneath the soles of the feet. So the palms and the soles come close together. Fingers are up and the thumbs come in. Toes are up towards the wrists. Releasing from underneath the palms, taking a deep inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, releasing those hands by your side. In for a tree pose, grounding ourselves onto the left foot, bringing the right foot towards the calf, avoiding the knee, or maybe even coming all the way up towards the inner thigh. Bringing your hands towards prayer, or sending them in towards branches. Taking 2 extra breaths. Exhale, coming back down with the hands towards your waist, turning that right leg in, placing it down on towards the mat, bending in towards the right knee, finding tree, either on towards the calf, toes are on towards the mat, or bringing it all the way up towards the inner thigh. Finding your balance in prayer. And once you're ready, maybe even opening up into branches. Two more breaths. Exhale, rotating back towards the center, grounding yourself down on towards the mat, and coming down towards a seated position. So lowering the glutes down towards the mat. We'll send the legs out in front of us, taking a deep inhale, reaching those hands above the head. Exhale, folding forward. You can use the strap here around the feet, or even just grabbing on towards the outsides of the feet, folding forward. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, releasing, bringing the right leg in so the sole is on towards the inside of the left thigh. You can use that strap again. Inhale, rising. Exhale, folding. Either holding the strap or holding the foot. Inhale, rising. Exhale, releasing that leg. And we'll come forward again. Exhale, folding over that leg. Inhale, rising. Exhale, bringing both feet in. Finding the butterfly. Inhale, opening the chest, letting those legs come down towards the side. Exhale, folding forward. Making sure to have a long, straight spine. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, sending those legs out towards the sides, finding about 120 degrees in your angle. We'll take a deep inhale, opening up the chest. Exhale, walking those hands forward, long into the spine. Inhale, walking those hands up towards the top. Coming over, facing, so the hips are staying straight, torso's facing that right foot. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, folding over the leg, using the strap around the foot if you'd like. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, facing the left. Shoulders are parallel with that foot. And folding down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, bringing those hands down by our side. Bringing our knees all the way back in, finding your comfortable seated position. And again, we'll come up one more time, reaching as high as you can. Exhale, lowering, seeing how much farther you can come down towards your legs. Pulling that chest down towards the knees. And slowly lowering all the way back down towards the mat. Finding your Shavasana, staying in corpse pose here. Taking 7 minutes. And after your 7 minutes, beginning to wiggle into your fingers and your toes. And gently coming all the way back up towards a comfortable seated position. Closing into your eyes here, sitting nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, tension released from the legs. And together we'll take 3 deep inhales and exhales. Exhaling all the air out. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more inhale, bringing those hands above your head. Exhale, bringing those hands all the way back down towards your heart center. Well done, you did it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Barraste!